Hi everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. I am super excited about today's recipe because it's something that I've been planning for quite some time, and I'm really excited to finally be sharing with you guys my Almond Roca Cake. This cake combines all those amazing flavors you find in the Almond Roca candy into cake form. We're going to start things out with caramel almond cake layers, make my salted caramel frosting, decorate this cake with chocolate, almond roca candy, almonds, and of course, add loads and loads of almond roca candy on the inside. This cake is so delicious. I love all the flavors of the caramel here, the almonds, the crunchiness. You guys are going to love this cake. And let's get things started out with our caramel and almond cake layers. I'm going to use a full 14-ounce can of dulce de leche. This is cooked sweetened condensed milk. If you can't find it in stores, you can also use my homemade caramel sauce for this recipe. Add to that 1 cup of melted butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then blend that all together. And then add in 4 large eggs and give that a mix. And for my final liquid ingredient, 1 cup of milk. Pour that in, give that a quick mix. And now for my dry ingredients, I've pre-sifted 2 cups of all-purpose flour. To that I'm going to add in 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 cup of finely diced almonds. I just put these into the food processor for about 30 seconds. Combine that all together. And then add the dry ingredients into the cake batter. And I'm going to mix this just until the flour is incorporated. I've prepared 3 8-inch cake rounds. I've greased the sides and then lined the bottom with parchment paper. And now I'm going to divide this cake batter evenly between the 3 pans. And these cakes are ready to hit the oven. I have mine preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. They're going to bake for about 28 to 30 minutes. You want that top to be nicely set and golden brown. Once they're done baking, just take the layers out of the oven and let them cool completely on a wire rack. Once the cake layers have cooled completely, it's time to assemble the cake. Today I'll be using 1 recipe portion of my salted caramel frosting. You can head down into my video description box for this recipe. I've also crushed 20 almond roca candies. Just place them into a large Ziploc freezer bag, and then use a meat mallet to crush them into smaller pieces. I also have some chocolate sauce I'm going to use to soak the cake layers with. And then before you start assembling your cake, grab a long serrated knife and level off the top. I'm gonna make sure the top is nice and even so you get the best looking cake. First, I'm going to drizzle that chocolate sauce over the cake layer and then let it sink in with the help of a little spatula. Add a generous amount of that salted caramel frosting and spread it evenly to the edges. And then add to the top a few spoonfuls of the crushed almond roca candy. And then it's time to frost the top and sides of this cake. After I frosted my cake, I let it sit in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes and then transferred it onto a different cake stand. Now I'm going to press the remaining almond roca pieces and little almond bits into the side of the cake just for garnish. Next up, I've prepared some chocolate ganache. I have a separate video recipe for that on how you can make it. I'm going to pour that over the top of the cake and down the sides. I like to use a little spatula and just kind of nudge that chocolate over the edge. And for garnishing the top of this cake, I've transferred my remaining frosting into a pastry bag. Today I'm using a French star tip number 4. We're going to add some dollops of frosting to the top. And to make this cake extra special, I'm going to add some white chocolate garnishes to the top. I've cut 6 little squares of acetate. You can also use parchment paper, and I've melted about a 1/3 cup of white chocolate melt. So I'm just going to drizzle that chocolate onto the paper. And then slide this into a tall glass, and then as the white chocolate sets, it'll stay in that scallop shape. My white chocolate garnish has set up completely, and I'm going to add those pieces to the top. And let's cut into this gorgeous cake so you guys can see what it looks like on the inside. Just move aside that white chocolate garnish. Grab a sharp knife. And check this out. Isn't this one gorgeous cake? I love the little bits of the Almond Roca candy in there. It's got plenty of that salted caramel frosting, a little bit of that chocolate ganache on top. This is gonna be killer good. And that's it, guys, for my Almond Roca cake. Absolutely love how this stunning cake turned out. Love the chocolate drip on there, the little almond pieces on the outside. We've got our white chocolate garnishes on the top. Now it's just time to dig in and enjoy this cake. And I love how it looks on the inside too. Got that caramel frosting. This cake is simply divine. You guys are going to fall head over heels in love with this Almond Roca creation. I absolutely love the combination of flavors here, starting out with that caramel almond cake layer. It's not too sweet, it's dotted full of little crunchy almond pieces. And then you've got that salted caramel frosting, which really just binds everything together. You have bits of Almond Roca pieces, chocolate, caramel, in every single bite of this cake. So if you're looking for your next epic cake creation for the next special occasion you've got coming up, this is the cake for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video recipe. For the full recipe, head down into my video description box where I always leave a link. It'll take you over to my blog where you can print this recipe off, save it to Pinterest, and of course share it with all your family and friends. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.